Welcome to North Carolina Weekend. I'm Deborah Holt. Some folks in North Carolina think that car racing begins and ends with NASCAR. But the earliest races in our state were hill climbs, when a few competitive mountain folks raced up their favorite windy road or tried to outrun the law. The Rockin' Road Hill Climb at Eagles Nest is the latest evolution of a hill climb race that used to tear up Chimney Rock and still attracts all kinds of racers and cars. John Bolenbacher explains.
It's the oldest form of racing, actually, in the United States. Hill climbing got started back in the 1900s, the early 1900s, when guys finally got the idea. I wonder how fast my little flivver will go up the hill. This is really the grandchild of the Chimney Rock Hill Climb, which started in 1955. And it ran continuously until 1995. Now we're here.
The here is Eagles Nest, a mountain retreat right outside of Banner Elk. And the what is hill climb racing, which is a pretty simple concept.
What it is, it's you run what you brung, and it's trying to get from the bottom to the top in the shortest amount of time possible.
So it's really a race for time up the mountain. You're not driving against another car wheel to wheel, but you're competing within your class.
And Eagles Nest has two things needed for a hill climb race: a great change in elevation and newly paved roads.
Well, the times averaged from about 1 minute and 44 seconds for the slowest time down to 58 seconds for the fastest. That's over a distance of 1.5 miles, but it's an elevation change of over 1,000 feet. Turn-wise, there's probably about, I think I counted 31 significant turns, including about 5 hairpin turns in that distance.
And that all adds up to some pretty exciting racing.
Man, just the thrill, it's you against, I mean, you're running against other cars and stuff, but it's really you against the hill, you know, the road. Not a lot of room for error. To me, it's one thing to go out and run on a track where you have runoff area. When you get into this situation, it's like you could blow it and go down 40, 50 foot, or you could drive it through a rock wall or, you know, whatever. I mean, you know, you're there on the edge. You got to be right with it.
The adventure and the excitement and the challenge of it, running against other people, against the clock. It gets real competitive if a guy's beating you by a second or half a second. Then you do all you can to try to get that other half a second, you know. If you mess up, you can't blame anybody but yourself. You can't blame another guy for running you off the track or bumping you off or something, you know. So the challenge is all you.
The competition is intense, and so is the diversity of vehicles you'll see at a hill climb. Unlike the car of tomorrow and NASCAR, no two cars at a hill climb look exactly alike.
I think really there's probably about 30 different types of cars here this weekend. You'll see everything from a street-based vehicle like this one to specially built cars to formula cars, everyday drivers like Miatas, very popular cars, relatively inexpensive to modify for racing, so they're extremely popular as well.
And what you end up with is a unique community of racers.
We do racing because it's fun. You have a group of folks that have a lot in common. You can get together and have a good time. Some of the other hill climbs don't have as much participation, but this hill climb really has a lot of participation with the spectators. It's very good.
We're so close to the spectator, unlike other forms of racing. I mean, they're in the paddock area where our cars are parked. They're close to the race course.
That's what it's all about. You entertaining the spectators, and that's why we're here. To enjoy playing with our toy and doing it for the spectators too. We want everybody to enjoy it.
But even if you aren't a huge racing fan, you can't argue with everything else around the race, like the scenery. Eagles Nest also has a world-class amphitheater with music acts all throughout the weekend. But then again, no matter how hard the band is rocking, it won't quite compare to the thrill of the race.
It's a real challenging course, and it's highly dangerous. But that's the exciting part about it.
The Hillclimb at Eagle's Nest, right outside of Banner Elk, roars into action August 1st through 3rd this year. For information, you can visit them online at ccrscca.com/eaglesnest or call them at 704-588-0144.